Welcome back to everyone who's watching Mama Gagasao TV. Again to be with me, Princess Mugisha. And let's start with the news headlines. Rwanda is your home. You always welcome. President Kagame tells guests at Kwita, Gala. Lieutenant General Innocent Kabandana passes away. On the international scene, President Donald Trump marks impressed claims about NATO allies defense spending in Accra meeting. Let's take a short break to be back into the news details. Welcome back into the news details on the start of news in Rwanda, where President Paul Kagame reassured the Rwandans friends and partners that they are always welcome in the country at the Gala dinner of the 20th edition of the Kwita Izina ceremony on Saturday, September 6, 2025.
I thank you for being with us, for giving this day, that is yesterday, the importance that the day deserved. And from there, those who have come to Rwanda for the first time, I'm sure there will be a second, third, and many more times you'll be joining us. And I just wanted to assure you, you have a home here, you have partners here, you have friends here, so you'll always be most welcome. And I hope those who have time will spend a few more days in our country and continue to enjoy the hospitality the Rwandans are able to offer. And see you again next time. Be blessed.
Turning to our next story, President Paul Kagame met with the Sang-Woo Kim, Director General of the Global Green Growth Institute, on September 6, 2025, to strengthen the cooperation on the green growth and climate action. The meeting took place on the sidelines of the Gala dinner celebration of the 20th anniversary of Kwita Izina, Rwanda's renowned gorilla naming ceremony. During the discussions, Director General Kim praised President Paul Kagame for his visionary leadership and highlighted the long-standing partnership between the Global Green Growth Institute and the government of Rwanda. Kim attended the Kwita Izina celebration as one of the distinguished baby gorilla namers. He named a gorilla Impuguke, meaning expert in Kinyarwanda. The event, which named 40 baby gorillas this year, underscores Rwanda's commitment to biodiversity, conservation, and community empowerment, principles aligned with the Global Green Growth Institute. Now let's turn our focus to this story, where Lieutenant General Innocent Kabandana, senior officer of the Rwanda Defense Force who commanded security operation in Mozambique, Cabo Delgado province, has died after an illness. According to our sources, Lieutenant General Kabandana has been receiving treatment at Rwanda Military Referral and Teaching Hospital before his passing was confirmed on Sunday. He was promoted the rank of Lieutenant General by President Paul Kagame in September 2022, following his tour of the duty in Mozambique, where Rwandan forces continue to play a key role in repairing insurgents in Cabo Delgado. Lieutenant General Kabandana joined the liberation struggle in the 1990s and was among the officers credited with the helping end of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Over the course of his career, he held several senior military and diplomatic positions, including the defense attaché at Rwanda Embassy in Washington, D.C., chief instructor at Gako Military Academy, deputy officer commander with the UN mission in South Sudan, head of logistics in RDF, command of the Rwanda Peace Academy, and the command of the Special Forces. He's remembered as an experienced officer who contributed significantly to the Rwanda's defense and international peacekeeping operations. Let's take a short break to be back into the international news.
Welcome to Albus.
Let's start international news. and the story where Boko Haram militants killed dozens of people in nighttime assault on a village in the northeastern Nigeria that is home to residents who had recently returned from a camp for internally displaced persons, authorities said. The attack on Darajam in the Barham local government area took place late Friday and killed at least 60 people, are residents of the village. Mohammed told the Associated Press. The Borno State government, Zuluma, who visited and attacked community last Saturday evening, confirmed to reporters that over 60 died in the attack. The chairman of Barhama's local government, Modud, said over a dozen houses were burnt and more than 100 people were forced to flee. Taiwa, a researcher specializing in Boko Haram at the Institute of Security Studies, spoke to residents of Darajama and said the killings on Friday night were called out by a faction of Boko Haram known as Sunamar Jihad. Boko Haram's Nigerian homegrown jihadists took up arms in 2009 to fight Western education and oppose their radical version of Islamic law. The conflict has spilled into Nigeria's northern neighbors, including Niger, and resulted in the death of around 35,000 civilians and the displacement of more than 2 million others, according to the United Nations. Boko Haram split into the two factions after the death of the group's long-term leader, Abu Bakr, in 2021. One faction is backed by the Islamic State and is known as the Islamic State West African Province. It has become a notorious of the targeting militant positions. Proceeding on international news, New Zealand police have found 2 missing children of the victim Tom Phillips, who was killed in Western Waitak earlier on Monday. Phillips had been on the run with his 3 children for almost 4 years in the wilderness until he was fatally shot by the police officer who were responding on an armed robbery. One of the children was Phillips and was unharmed. The child assisted police in locating the sibling as officers conducted a massive hunt in near freezing temperatures. Children's mother says she's saddened by the events but also deeply relieved her children's ordeal has come to an end. The case has gripped the attention of New Zealand for years. Phillips' family directly appealed to him to come home as he was recently spotted with a child during a grocery store breaking caught in a CCTV camera. Concluding the international news, US President Donald Trump has claimed that Poland was one of the just 2 countries previously meeting NATO's defense spending target of 2% of the gross domestic product, which was recently raised to 5% of the GDP by 2035 on Trump's demand. The comments came during the meeting with Polish President Karol, who was secured a narrow victory in May's Polish presidential election after receiving Trump's endorsement. But a closer look at NATO's historical data and allies' spending commitment shows that President Trump's claims are not true. As many as 10 NATO allies, including the US, were meeting the target in 2023, raising the 18 countries in 2024. If we go back almost to 2014, when NATO's 2% of the GDP defense spending target was agreed during the World Summit, 3 countries, Greece and the United Kingdom, and the United States itself, had already reaching the threshold. Other allied countries were still to meeting the commitment. Poland was the only country to increase its defense spending beyond 2% the following year in 2015, but its spending fell back below the benchmark between 2016 and 2019, according to the NATO data consulted in the EU wafer. Poland has been continuously hitting the target since 2020 and has significantly ramped up its spending following Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Latvia and Estonia have also been hitting the 2% target consistently since 2018 and 2019, respectively, according to the NATO data. As we come to the end of the news edition today, let's go back with the news headlines. Rwanda is your home and will always be. Welcome, President Paul Kagame tells the guests at the Kwita Izina Gala. Lieutenant General Innocent Kabandana passes away. On the international scene, President Trump makes impressive claims about NATO allies' defense spending in our meeting. Thanks for having me. Stay tuned.